Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Hello everyone, this is Kerry with Unicorn Company, and today we are doing a review of the Eridani Light Horse Hunter Lance. Now, this is one that I actually had to go and get myself from Barnes & Noble. Eventually, though, it will be available to all of the different game stores through distributors. And when it is, be sure to visit my sponsor, Fortress Miniatures and Games. An awesome place to get stuff you need for BattleTech. And, you can check them out at fortressminiaturesandgames.com. Most everything they have, I think everything they have actually, has some kind of discount on it to where you're getting it at a good percentage under retail. So let's take a look at the Eridani Light Horse Hunter Lance. Now, we are going to start off with the Banshee. First, let's look at the cards. You have the pilot cards. You have Greg Oliphant. He's a 2/3. Has a weird little jester's cap on his mech. And then you have Dezaris Lovelace, a 4/3. And they have Street Fighter as a special ability. Then we get into the actual mech. The card, you have the 3S Banshee. Type Battle Mech, size 4, TMM1, move 6, Juggernaut, 442. I mean, you can read all this on there. Overheated 2. Armor and structure are the same. No specials. The armor and structure are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 8, giving it 16 health overall at a cost of 45 points. Then we have the BNC 12S Banshee, which is a more modern version. Battle Mech, size 4, TMM1, 8 inches, Juggernaut, 49 points. So it's a 4-point difference. Does 4 at all ranges with an overheat of 4, which can come in quite handy. Structure of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 structure and 10 armor, so 15 health overall, with case, making it able to survive an ammo explosion much better than its predecessor. And let's take a look at the miniature. So this is the Banshee miniature that does not want to focus. There we go. As you can see, this sucker, it's different from the original one that they put out with the Kickstarter. I want to say in the gun arm, mainly. But it is very beautifully done. I don't see any glaring problems as far as mold lines or anything. Although it does suffer from one issue, which I'm going to bring up right now, and that is the alignment of the hex base to the miniature. It is literally walking towards and facing the corner of the hex, which means much like the Enforcer from the Hansen's Rough Rider box set, which I have corrected, I'm going to have to cut this off of the base, turn it a few degrees, and glue it back on. Other than that, there's nothing really wrong with it. Give you a shot of the back here, because everybody likes a back shot, right? There we go. Beautiful, beautiful model. A lot of detail. I really enjoy it. Just got to stop doing that stupid thing with yeah. Next up, we have the Cyclops, the CP11A or C. First, we have Mervyn Schmidlap, who's a 3/4 and captain in Grim Determination. Here's his card. Yeah, it has a couple special abilities down there. Then we have Ariana Winston, who was commander of the Light Horse when they went to the clan homeworlds. And of course, you can see she's got Tactical Genius and Multitasker. Then we get into the mechs. First, we have the CP11A Cyclops. This one is pretty straightforward. It's a 38-point mech. Type battle mech, size 4, TMM of 1, movement of 8, and it's a sniper. It's 443, no overheat, 5 armor, and 7 structure with indirect fire 1. This is a classic old school Cyclops. Then we get into the new one on the card. I think it's new. Like, I don't think I've seen this before on MUL until, But you have the Cyclops C at 53 points, and it is a bullet sponge. Battle mech, size 4, TMM1, 6 inches of movement, brawler, 553, no overheat. 11 armor and 7 structure, giving it 18 health. That is a ridiculous amount of health for this mech, especially because it has case 2 and crit resistant, making it even better at living through some of the worst you can throw at. Now, let's take a look at the model. All right, so this incarnation of the Cyclops is facing towards the tech space. Awesome, good job, Catalyst. Now, if we could only do that on the 25% of mechs that apparently don't. It's got a BFG on the one torso. It's got the missile launcher. I want to say it has arm guns in those little recessed spots there. And then on the back, of course, you've got all the nice detail on the back. Very well done. I do like this. And once again, no huge egregious problems with the sculpt or the model. And, of course, it is pointing the right direction. Then we have the Sagittaire. Okay, the Sagittaire, first of all, is one of my favorite mechs that I have never owned. I like the look of it. I like the concept of it. It's a big old scary energy boat. At least most of the time. So let's look at the pilots. We have LeBeau. Oh, wow. You've got a last name there. LeBeau Thongoprakon. I believe is how you pronounce that. A lieutenant in the Lexington Combat Group. And has maneuvering ace as their special ability. And they're A3-4. And then we have Colleen Moron. I don't know how you pronounce it. Captain in Light Horse, has Bloodstalker, which is kind of scary for this mech. 3-3, highly skilled pilot. Well, better than average. And then we have the two Sagittaires. We have a 46-pointer and a 54-pointer. I'm going to look at the 54-pointer first, and y'all tell me which one you think's better here. All right, so 54 points. We get a Swiss Army knife of an assault mech. The Sagittaire 9D. It's a battle mech, size 4, TMM1, 6 jump, juggernaut, 443 with 1 overheat. Has... I got to count these. Hold up. 4. All right, 10 armor, 4 structure. Has a C3 master computer, flak of 111, mech headquarters of 5, rear of 110, and tag. And this is a 54-point model. It's going to cost you a lot to get it in there, and then there's at 54 points there are much more effective mechs, or even like 1 point more. So yeah, it's not the most effective machine. And then we have the Sagittaire 8R. This is 46 points, so it's a significant drop in points. Battle mech, size 4, TMM1, 6 jump, juggernaut, 542, overheat of 2. Looks like the same armor structure. 10 armor, 4 structure. Has ENE and rear of 110. So there's 2 things here. One, you do not have all that crap to take care of and make sure that you're utilizing. And that also pushes your points up. And 2, it's just an assault beat stick, or at least an inner sphere version. And I'm sure there are better Sagittarius. I will have to look through the master unit list to find any. But yes. And let's take a look at the model. So this is the new Sagittaire miniature. Looks foreboding, doesn't it? Looks very like you don't want to walk up on this in a dark alley. All the guns, they're all lasers. But yeah, look at that. That is pure beauty right there. You do have a port under the leg and a port under the middle of the torso, and I'm assuming there's one under this leg too. You just can't see it. I assume those are the jump jets, which I mean, it would take a lot of thrust to move this through the air, right? So, you want to have some good jump jets on this sucker, and I'm guessing that's where they hid them away, was in the legs and the hip. And then finally, we have the gimmicky part of this. We have the jumping mech. This would be the Thunderbolt. We're going to first look at the pilots. We have Yarborough. Skill 4 gunnery, 3 piloting. And basically, he's a clan... Well, they are a clan mech warrior who ended up in the Light Horse. And then you have Salazar Sakalatos. So they're most likely Greek. And they are a 3 gunnery, 2 piloting. Nice, with tactical genius. And of course, they are unaffiliated mercenaries. Or they are an unaffiliated mercenary. So then we have the Thunderbolt that, the card that comes with it. You have the TDR 5SE Thunderbolt first. This is pretty Thunderbolty. I don't know how to put it. I would have thought like what is it? I want to say the Light Horse is famous for using the TDR was it the SE or the SS? I don't know. Anyway, it's a 35-point mech, battle mech, size 3, TMM1, 8-jump skirmisher with 331 for damage values, no overheat, 7 armor, 5 structure with indirect fire 1. Pretty basic 30-25 Succession Wars medium mech, or heavy mech. Low end on the heavy scale, but still a heavy. And then you have the C2 Thunderbolt. Yes, the second version of the Clan Thunderbolt. It's a 46-pointer, battle mech, size 3, TMM1, 8 inches of movement, juggernaut, 6.62 for short, medium, and long, with overheat of 2. So this is sort of like a poor man's Black Hawk, in my opinion. 7 armor, 5 structure with anti-missile system and case. And the fun part is the C2, apparently only the Jade Falcons use it, which just makes it harder for anybody else to get hold of the thing. Because, reasons. In this era, I'm surprised anybody has, in the Eel Clan era, I'm surprised anybody has their own unique variants of older mechs. And then we have the actual miniature. Now, this is the Jumping Thunderbolt. Where I had problems with the jumping... I forget what it's called now. Hatchetman? Yes, the Hatchetman. The jumping Hatchetman, because of the dynamicism of the pose, or the lack thereof. This one leans into that pose, quite literally, in fact. If you look at it from the side, this is, in my opinion, a way better version of a jumping mech than the one that was done for the Hatchetman. Now, mind you, this mech can't come off of the jump plume. So we're going to go ahead and do that real quick. And, of course, because of that dynamic pose, it presents some interesting problems all of its own. So we'll get this on here, which kind of takes a minute because you have to get everything lined up. You get it all lined up and pressed on there. And now we have a Thunderbolt that is, quite frankly, leaning way too far forward. Now, mind you, I'm not big on the whole Come on, focus. That's being a butt. There we go. I'm not big on the whole jumping mech thing. I mean, I'm going to be fair. I play competitive Alpha Strike, and adding the height associated with this to the mech makes it not as, especially because a lot of people don't, they play with, what's it called? I can't remember the name of it. They attempt to play with true line of sight, which means that you end up with certain mechs just totally being screwed over by line of sight issues. The jumping mechs are going to be screwed over even more because now hiding behind things is just not feasible. I mean, this thing, well, yeah, it's the same height as an assault mech, but you're losing the advantage of being a low-end heavy mech and having that size profile. So, there is that. But otherwise, I mean, I like the models. I just don't think I am in love with the whole jumping thing, because that just, to me, that says, hey, we needed a gimmick. We went with went with all these jumping mechs, which is fine. But there's a reason the jumping mechs have always been a limited edition thing from Ironman Metals. It's because a lot of times they're literally there for show. They're a little bit less balanced, which isn't as much of an issue with these because they're not metal, but still, it's always been an issue. So, take that as you will. I had to just check and make sure I was recording. Okay. So that is it for the Eridani Light Horse Hunter Lance, which is a really heavy Hunter Lance. This is like the heaviest. Personally, I would have expected to see the Rough Riders loaded out, or the mechs and the Rough Riders be the ones that were the Eridani Light Horse, and see the ones in the Eridani Light Horse be the Rough Riders. But be it as it may, we're still getting some awesome mechs, and I have 2 more boxes I need to cover. Hopefully, I'll have those covered soon, by the end of this month. So that is it for this review. I hope that all of you have really enjoyed it. If you want to go ahead and pick up some of the new lances or some of the ones that have already been released, please check out our sponsor. Once again, it's Fortress Miniatures and Games. Bobby over there, really nice guy, runs a really good business. He also has the mechs for the Mech Bay and for Battlebound. So, if you want to get those mechs, check them out. If you want to get the Hansen's Rough Riders, the Northwind Highlanders, the Kellhounds, check him out for those too. And of course, once they're available to him, I'm sure he's going to be carrying the Eridani Light Horse Hunter Lance. So that should be pretty awesome. So until next time, y'all. Oh, also before I leave, if you like the podcast, and you want to support it, go to patreon.com/unicorn company. And we have a multitude of tiers that are available, and trying to get it to where we have early access to videos, and at least for the YouTube end of it. And of course, I try to interact with everyone there. I'm not the best at it, I admit it. I also do a set of Alpha Strike cards, specifically like custom Alpha Strike cards. And yeah, so go check out the Patreon, check out Fortress Miniatures and Games. And this is Carrie, telling you have a good day, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is where you are. This is Carrie signing off. If she can figure out how to turn off her... Gonna find my meaning, I can make a change, I wanna play the game. You wanna sink or swim, gonna go down swinging.